Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. Today I want to look at a couple of shoes that have been in my collection for a while. It's the Response CL. I've worn one of them as a beater and pretty much run them into the ground, and then I got another pair that I've kept pretty nice. We've got another Bad Bunny collaboration coming up, and this time he's putting his twist and his flavor on the Response CL. They're coming out March the 10th, I believe, which is a Thursday. I've gone after every Bad Bunny collaboration so far. There's been, I think, 3 different pair of the Forum Lows, and then there's also been one that has been like a mashup of a Forum and a Power Phase. I've taken all L's, but maybe my luck's about to change. I just want to go over the Response CLs that are in my collection and talk about what I like about them and why I'm so pumped about this upcoming release. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these Adidas Response CLs. Okay, so since I've already done reviews of my Response CLs, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of depth or anything. I just want to talk about my experience with them. This pair I have worn into the ground, as you might be able to tell. Every pair that I've seen and that I've owned are primarily mesh, and then they've got a lot of just leather overlays. Some of them have suede or like nubuck, and I'll show you a pair like that. But they've got hits of reflective all through them, which I'm a big fan of. And as far as comfort goes, it's as good as it gets. They've got Adiprene cushioning, and the upper being mostly mesh makes it a really good shoe for the summertime. They're really nice and cool, and I've actually worn this shoe a lot to golf in on really hot days. The only downside to that is they're not waterproof at all. You can actually feel the breeze through them though, because there's just so much mesh on there. And they're perfect for if you're going to be on your feet a whole lot, if you're going to be walking any type of distance. And they've really got that early 2000 runner vibe going on. Actually, they remind me a lot of one of my favorite New Balance silhouettes. This is the New Balance 2002R, and I think the shoe that I would most closely relate the Response CL to would be this. I think materials on this 2002R might be a little bit more premium than what I've had on any of my Response CLs. But the pair that I'm going to show you next, my other pair of Response CLs, they are more close to this nice high-end material. But again, you've just got a really comfortable midsole, you got a lot of cushioning, and you have that early 2000 runner vibe. And so just like the New Balance 2002R was inspired by early 2000 running shoes, I believe the Response CL was also inspired by running shoes of that era as well. But you will see with the gray pair that I'm about to show you, the look and the retro feel is a lot of the same, and they even feel very, very similar on foot. But here is the pair of Response CLs that I was talking about that I've wanted to keep clean. I love this pair. And now, whereas that yellow pair that I was showing you, I kind of wore as like a beater and I kind of wore into the ground a little bit, these have a really, really nice feeling nubuck on the upper, or it might just be a really short-haired suede. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but it's got all those layers. The upper is primarily mesh, and a lot like the Bad Bunnies, it's just this full mesh upper with a whole lot of layering of overlays. In fact, while this one has a lot of layers on it, the Bad Bunnies has like a dripping effect that goes from the bottom of the upper down to the midsole, and I think that's a really cool look. Apologies for the dirt bikes and whatnot. It's starting to get nice here, and that's just part of living in the woods in West Virginia, you know. This is my gray pair of Response CLs, and I think they look very high end. They've got a retro running shoe look to them, but at the same time, they kind of look modern. You can see that it's got the 3 stripes, of course, that we're so familiar with. But, I mean, really, the whole upper is just covered in this soft, breathable mesh. And the cushioning, being that Adiprene, is very, very comfortable. You can wear them all day. I really hope to hit on the Bad Bunnies. I know there's a pair that looks mostly like cream, and then there's a pair that's like yellow. The yellow one really just reminds me right off the bat of like Pikachu or Pokemon or something. But it's both colors, the cream and the yellow, have that dripping effect going from the upper down onto the midsole. But it's done really, really well. And then on the back, instead of just having the Adidas emblem back here, they've got that Bad Bunny. It's like an eyeball, but it's his emblem back on the back. And of course, there's a bunch of other differences, but I really love this pair of shoes, and I will be going as hard as I can for the Bad Bunny releases of the Response CL. I bet that this release brings a whole lot more attention to this silhouette. I think that it might make all of these shoes, you know, a little bit harder to get. Right now, you can find various colorways of the Response CL for like 80 bucks on various websites. I think they all retail for around 100, and I'm not sure what the Bad Bunny release is gonna retail for, but I think that they're a really reasonable price, and especially if you can find them on sale, then it's well worth it, because they are such a comfortable shoe, and it's just going to be ideal for summertime just because of how breathable they are. Even the outsole on these, I think, is really neat looking. I don't know which pair of the Bad Bunnies I would prefer to get. I think the cream pair is probably more wearable, but I would be happy as can be with either pair of them. I just wanted to give you a close-up of some of these overlays and just some of the detail in this shoe, and give you an idea of how they look, just in case you're kind of debating going for those Bad Bunny Response CLs this week. I can't say enough about the quality of this shoe or how comfortable it is, so I wish you all luck if you're going for it. Let me know in the comments if you'll be going for them and which color you'd prefer. Have a good one. I'm out.